Right, what's good, YouTube? We're back to another reaction. Right, today we got Feli from Germany with 7 everyday differences that surprised me in the US. Let's get straight into this and check out the 7 differences that surprised her.
Okay, cool. I'll just message you on WhatsApp later. Wait, you're gonna message me on what?
What, do Americans not use WhatsApp?
Hello, servus, and welcome.
To be fair, my family uses WhatsApp, but I don't use WhatsApp at all, really. Other than my family group chat, but that's about it.
Back to my YouTube channel.
My
name is Felicia. I'm from Munich, Germany, but I currently live in Cincinnati, Ohio, where I've spent about 2 years in total since 2016.
Oh, she's been here for a decent amount of time then.
So before I came to America to actually live here during my exchange semester in fall 2016, I had been to the country a few times as a tourist, so I did have an idea of what to expect and what some of the differences would be in my everyday life.
Right.
Still, there were a few random things that America handles differently than Germany that I didn't see coming at all. Just some standard things where I would have never even thought that anyone in the world would do this differently. Until I moved to the US. So here are 7 everyday differences that surprised me in America.
Right, surprise me. Oh, what's that first one? Okay.
In Germany and a lot of other countries in the world, hardly anyone still uses text messages to communicate with others. The messaging app WhatsApp started blowing up in 2011 and has pretty much replaced text messages since then, at least in Germany. We don't even use the word SMS anymore, which is what we...
Oh, wait, no, I don't use SMS. I use iMessage. But then, like, sometimes if you don't have iMessage, you just go through it as text. So technically, I kind of still use SMS
used to call regular text messages in our everyday language. We just say, I'll message you or I'll send you a WhatsApp. And that WhatsApp wasn't really a thing in the US absolutely surprised me when I first got here. A lot of people that I mentioned it to hadn't even heard of the app before. And ever since then, I've been asking myself, why? I mean, you would think that it's just as big in the US as it is worldwide, especially since it's an American company and was bought by Facebook in 2014. WhatsApp has 1.5 billion users.
Wait, what? It has 1.5 billion? Wait, am I old with the times? Why am I not using WhatsApp? Bro, it's just easier just to use Messenger, like iMessenger. Like what?
Over 180 countries, but the US market is really small compared to the rest of the world.
Wow.
Less than 10% of all Americans use it. In Germany, it's 65%.
I wonder why it is in the UK.
My best guess is just that the need for a messaging app wasn't and isn't as big here as it is in other parts of the world, because a lot of people in the US use iPhones and therefore can use iMessage, which also works via the internet and is pretty much just a little built-in messaging app with Apple. In fact, according to a statistic from March 2019, 47% of all Americans use an iPhone, so almost half the population, whereas in Germany it's only 21%. So maybe this has to do with the amount of Android users.
You dirty Android users. Listen, hey, shout out to all my iPhone friends, man. Hey, listen, I got nothing against you. If you got an Android, hey, fair enough. Apparently those phones are supposed to be better than iPhone. It's just for some weird reason I can never have a phone that isn't iPhone. I don't know why. I've just always had iPhone. If someone said to me right now, I'll give you an Android for free for your next upgrade, I'd be like, nah, I want an iPhone. I don't know why. I think I'm just used to it. It's just norm. And yeah, I like the interface. I'm just used to it and stuff. So yeah, I couldn't go to Android, but
in Germany and in other countries. The result of this is that text messages have pretty much died out in Germany, and only 9 billion text messages have been sent throughout the entire year of 2018 in Germany, whereas in America, 6 billion text messages are sent in one day alone. And this is the reason why when my Samsung broke last year, I decided to get an iPhone instead, even though I'm not the biggest fan of iPhones.
She's cheating on Germany. She cheated on Germany, bro.
But I just knew that it would make my life a lot easier in the US
She's
with
American
the whole
now.
iMessage situation. But as someone who used to only use WhatsApp for years, I personally think that iMessage doesn't even get close to what WhatsApp offers you. The picture quality is a lot lower than when you send pictures via WhatsApp.
Really?
The sound quality of voice messages is lower, and it's just not as practical. On WhatsApp, you really have all of your conversations in one place. One-on-one conversations as well as group messages. In the US, a lot of people do have group conversations on iMessage, but this only works if everyone in the group has an iPhone. Since not everybody does, a lot of people here use separate apps when it comes to group messaging, such as GroupMe or just Facebook Messenger.
Yo, listen. Actually, to be fair, I went on Stag Do recently and we used WhatsApp as the group chat. So maybe I'm just a bit odd out in the UK. I don't know, but I don't use WhatsApp at all. But listen, if I'm making a group and I'm doing on iMessage, and you have an Android, I'm sorry, man. You're not being a part of the group, but unfortunately, I don't have any groups because I don't have that many friends.
To me, that just seems a little unpractical, especially since there's a way to have it all in one place with better quality too. On WhatsApp, you also have a video and an audio call option included, which is the #1 way for me to communicate with my friends and family in Germany.
You're doing iMessage.
And I'm not being paid by WhatsApp, by the way. This is just one of the things in America that absolutely baffled me.
#2, emoji. Bro, I'm telling you right now, if this whole video is on WhatsApp and texting, I'm going to lose my mind.
This one is somewhat related to the whole WhatsApp and texting topic. Americans use a lot less emojis than Germans and people from some other countries do.
That surprised you.
Texting can be tricky no matter what country you're from, but in Germany it's very common to use a lot of smiley faces and emojis while texting, just to set the tone and kind of make clear what kind of connotation.
I'm sorry, I'm getting a bit distracted. Do you guys ever do this where you just talk to yourself in your head? I was just talking to myself in my head and I was thinking, I was just imagining her going to America and be like, oh my god, they don't use emojis. What? Her just freaking about that they don't even use emojis. You Americans, you know what I mean? You're just using text. What?
In your message has.
And that was just going in my head. My bad. I'm sorry.
Even if it's just an objective message, just to make clear that this is meant in a friendly way. And if you don't do that, it often means that something is wrong or it's just considered not as friendly. In the US, the majority of people that I text with or have texted with doesn't really use emojis or smiley faces. Instead, a lot of old-fashioned abbreviations like LOL or LMAO seem to be a little more common.
Wait, I do that.
When I first got here...
Hey, you calling me old-fashioned? Bro, hey, listen, when I reply to you guys in the comments, right, I always put XD or LMAO or hahaha or lol, you know what I mean?
It took me a while to get used to this, and also I was often worried that people were annoyed with me because they didn't send smiley faces with their messages. And since Americans are generally really friendly and polite people, I totally would have thought that they would use just as many or maybe even more emojis than we do. But maybe that's even part of the reason for this difference, that Americans don't really need to use smiley faces because they usually mean everything.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't help it. I can't help it. Listen, the way that she's talking about smiley faces is like I'm in school, bro. You gotta send a message and just put a smiley face at the end.
Everything in a friendly way anyways, usually at least. Whereas Germans often talk in a more serious way with each other, so maybe we need to make this a little bit more clear that something is meant in a friendly way.
Right.
And maybe it also has to do with the whole WhatsApp situation, because WhatsApp just has a lot of emojis within the app.
I'm just imagining a lot of chats in Germany, bro. I've hacked into the WhatsApp group, right? And all I see is, what are you doing today? Smiley face. I'm not doing anything. Smiley face. Oh, where are you going? Smiley face. I'm going to go to town. Smiley face. Oh, okay. No smiley face. Huh? Then 20 messages. What's wrong? What's wrong? Are you okay? You know what I mean? Because she didn't put a smiley face. I can just see that now. checks and payments. Okay.
I talked about this one a little bit more in depth in my video on money and payments, which I'll link to in the info box. But before I came to the US, I had no clue that checks were still a thing. I had literally never seen a check before in my entire life.
Are they common?
Most things work via online banking in Germany, which is really fast and safe. You just log into your online bank account, type in the international bank account number of the account that you want to transfer money to, then you enter the amount, of course, and then you get a so-called TAN number to your previously authorized device via an app or a text message.
Right,
so yes, this would be one of the rare cases where I would actually get a text message in Germany. Then you enter the TAN number to the online banking process, and that's it. This sometimes takes me less than a minute if I'm sending money to an account that I have pre-saved.
Oh, yo, it takes me 1 second to send money. Like, all I do on my account is go on my app, my banking app, send money, face recognition, boom, send. But you know, actually, I'm adding my own point to what surprised me about America, right? We're collabing, Feli. We're collabing, okay? So, number 4. My surprise is what I've noticed, right? I don't know if this is just like with more the richer people in America. I'm not too sure. You guys can let me know in the comments. But what I've noticed, right, is so many people that I see like in the content world and stuff, what I've just seen online is they carry so much cash. Like, to me, it seems like Americans carry a lot of cash. Like in the UK, right, no one's really carrying cash. You might carry like £20 in your wallet or something just in case you need it. But everyone's got cards and stuff. Everyone uses cards. But I've seen so many people have loads of cash in America. So I don't know. Let me know if you guys carry around a cash a lot if you're American, or if you use cards a lot, or if you do a bit of both. I'm actually interested to find out what the majority does with that, because I've seen a lot of people just have like wallets full of cash, bags full of cash. It's mainly the bigger content creators that I've seen and watched that they're doing it. So maybe they're doing it for like the content and stuff. But a lot of celebrities do as well. But yeah, interesting.
In the US, online payment services such as Apple Pay, Venmo, or Facebook Pay are pretty big and they're used a lot. But normal online banking, as in transferring money from bank to bank without a third party in between, seems to be kind of rare.
Really?
I have been paid through direct deposit in the US, but I never actually made a money transfer like that myself. It just doesn't seem to be a big option here. If you transfer money between family or friends, people here usually use checks, cash, or one of those apps.
What?
So it seems like the US is stuck between the future and the 50s, kinda. I mean,
Yo, Mum, you want 100 quid? Yeah, what, Mum, you need to borrow 100? Alright, let me just write this check for you. Is that what you guys do?
You can go to the store and pay with your phone, but then you'll pay your rent with a check or cash in person. Which is what I've done for 3 out of 4 places I've lived at in the US.
Oh, interesting.
You can see this in the cityscape too. In Germany, a lot of former bank branches are vacant nowadays because not a lot of people actually need to go to a bank counter anymore. Whereas here in the US, you don't only see a lot of banks, but you even see those check cashing places that looked totally vintage to me when I first saw them.
Oh, wow,
so the payment situation is definitely different in the US, and I didn't really expect that beforehand. I'd personally prefer sending money directly to a bank rather than having a company like PayPal or Facebook involved and have them track all my payments and collect my data. But on the other hand, the whole check situation can be kind of fun too sometimes. I mean,
when I hear people talking about data and stuff, right? Listen, I don't know if I'm going to annoy people with this, right? But as soon as you get a mobile phone, you're being tracked and everything. Like, it is what it is. Like, low key is bad, and I can see how it's bad. But like, what do you think? Even not even mobile phones. You was technically low key being tracked, not to the crazy extent, but you was being watched and monitored through phones. You're always being watched and monitored. You go in the street, you see cameras, you watch and monitor. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. You know, when you go on your phone, like PayPal and Facebook, they're tracking your data and stuff. Every single app is pretty much tracking your data. You know, WhatsApp could be tracking your data. Wait. I've just had a crazy... Wait. She don't like being tracked by Facebook and PayPal. She's using WhatsApp, which has been bought by Facebook. Boom. Oh my God. Oh, I'm actually so smart. I need to let her know. I need to warn her.
I own my personal checkbook now, and writing a check definitely makes you feel powerful and like a grown-up.
Yeah, they're cool. They're cool. Floor numbering.
This is something that I never really noticed until I moved here. Levels are counted differently in the US than they are in Germany and other countries in Europe and in Asia. Huh? In Germany, we have the ground level, Erdgeschoss, and then the first level above ground level is the first floor, and so on.
Right.
And the first floor is called erster Stock or erstes Obergeschoss, first upper level. So I think that kind of makes sense. Americans, however, don't have to do all that thinking. For them, the ground level is simply the first floor, and then the floor above that is the second floor, and so on. So when an American says that they live on the third floor, it's really just the second floor for us Germans. A little confusing, but once you learn about it, it's really not that hard to switch.
Wait, America makes more sense, sir. Like if someone said to me you live on the third floor, I'm walking up to the third floor. Like let's say my mate lives in the third floor apartment. I'm gonna go in the apartment. I'm gonna expect the first floor, second floor, third. Boom. Sure. There's big signs everywhere you go anyway, so you're not gonna get confused with that. Paper sizes.
It's not really a secret that the US likes to use different scale units for a lot of things.
Right.
Miles, inches, and feet instead of meters and kilometers, gallons instead of liters, Fahrenheit instead of Celsius, etc. But I think...
You know what? I actually think I'm very backwards. Because I've heard this a lot, and I just don't know if I'm dumb, right? I am dumb, but a lot of people say that Americans use miles instead of kilometers. But I use miles and not kilometers. I use feet. Well, for my height anyway. Right? I also do use centimeters and inches. But then I use Celsius and not Fahrenheit. Bro. Yo, I could be the most confusing person on the planet. Am I using both metric systems? I actually don't even know. I actually don't even know. I
think until you actually work or study here, you may not be aware of the fact that the paper format is different as well. Instead of the common A sizes, like the A4 or the A5 size, Americans like to use the letter or the legal format. So to show you this is an A4 sized paper, which we use in Germany. And then this is a letter size paper that they use in the US. So the letter is a lot shorter than the A4, and it's a tiny bit wider, even though I'm not quite sure if you can see this. And I'm just asking myself, why? I personally haven't found a single advantage of why someone would prefer using this letter-sized paper format over the A system. On the contrary, it has a lot of downsides in my opinion. Every paper size here has different proportions, which can make life a little complicated sometimes. With the A system, you can print out PDFs or graphic designs on whatever format because every size has the same proportions. So at German universities, a lot of students print out their PDFs in a way that they...
I'm really confused. I'm really confused with this one. What are Americans doing? You guys, what, Americans only have that one size? They only are able to have that one size paper.
Fit 2 pages on one sheet of paper, or you can even fit 4 pages on one sheet of paper. And if you make a design for a poster, for example, you can simply just print out the same design in a smaller flyer format because it all has the same proportions. Not here. If you want to print 2 pages on one sheet of paper, they'll have to be scaled down so that you won't be able to use the whole size of the paper. And if you design a poster and you want to print it out in a smaller format, you'll have to manually adjust the proportions first. Also, binders in the US have 3 instead of just 2 of those rings, which first of all doesn't make too much sense to me because the paper is actually shorter and we only use 2 rings for the larger or taller A4 paper in Germany. And then also it makes your life so much more difficult because hole punchers here are enormous. This is a normal hole puncher here in the US. Takes up a lot of space, not very handy, whereas this is a hole puncher in Germany. And a lot of students even have these super handy little binder hole punchers that they just put in their binder and that are really light. So this is something that really surprised me because I would have never guessed that you'd make paper sizes that don't have the same proportions.
Right, so I suppose like if you're a librarian or you work in a library or you do anything with art or anything, this is gonna bother you. I kind of just stay inside and just stay online. So I'm all good with this. I'm all good. You guys could have a puncher that's that big. It doesn't bother me. I don't think I've ever punched, other than school, I don't think I've ever punched anything in my life. Well, paper, right?
And to this day, it sometimes really annoys me. So please change this, America.
Hi, America. You gotta get a change for her, man. She might be the only person on the planet that this is really bothering. And I'm kind of upset for her, I'm not gonna lie. Throwing away bottles and cans.
This is one that wasn't too much of a surprise for me, but it took me a long time to get used to it. And every time I come back from Germany, it feels weird again to do this. Throwing away bottles and cans. In Germany, we have a deposit system for plastic and glass bottles, as well as for drink cans. For every empty bottle or can, you get 8, 15 or 25 cents back when you return them to the store for recycling. Right,
all right, this is actually low-key cool, I can't lie. So I've heard us speak about this in a different video before. Like, I drink a lot of cans, right? If I was going to show you all the cans of Coke I've got over here, there's probably like 10 cans on my desk, I'm not going to lie. I'm actually not kidding. But like, if there was a system in the UK where I could just take it back to the shop in a big bag and just like not scrunch them up and stuff, just take them like that, and I get money back, I actually probably would do that. Maybe. I'm very lazy, so it's a very good maybe. Probably not. I don't know, we'll see. I might get like someone I know to do it for me. But it is a good system, right? Because you're getting money back and stuff, and then you can buy more for cheaper, right? And you're recycling at the same time. But in the UK, we don't have that. Germany has it, and it's actually pretty cool. We just took it in the recycling bin.
So in Germany, I had never thrown an empty bottle or can into the regular trash can. Instead, you would collect them. A lot of people collect them underneath the sink and then return them. Right. So throwing those items into a trash can, even if it's a recycling trash can, took me a lot of effort in the beginning. And it was also weird for me to see people squeeze cans or plastic bottles together before throwing them out. Because if you do that in Germany, the return machine won't be able to read the barcode anymore and you'll lose your money. Right. And even normal glass like pickle or jelly jars don't go into the normal trash in Germany. Instead, we collect the used glass and bring it to particular containers in the neighborhood.
Wow, cool. Pretty cool system.
Finally, there are a few minor things at the grocery store that are different in the US and in Germany. Milk has different percentages, for example. Who would have guessed? In Germany, you can buy milk with 1.5% of fat or 3.5%. Here in the US, it's 1%, 2%. Then there's whole milk, which has about 3.3%, or there's skim milk, which is fat-free.
Yo, what's this? Hey, America and Germany, what's this percent stuff, man? In the UK, we have semi-skinned, full fat. I don't know the rest because I just get semi-skin. I just get semi, but that's it. I don't think that, to my knowledge, there's no percentage. There's no percentage at all.
Of course, it comes in different packaging. The most common being a gallon or a half gallon in a plastic container, such as this. This is a half gallon.
What's a gallon?
This is 1%, by the way.
Is that a liter?
In Germany, milk goes by the liter, and it usually comes in Tetra packs. Then cheese here.
Oh no! In the UK, ours look like this. Ours looks like this. This looks like what I get.
Is 1%, by the way. In Germany, milk goes by the liter, and it usually comes in Tetra packs. Then cheese here is often pretty much shrink wrapped, like, for example, sliced cheese looks like this.
Well, that's not a good cheese.
Or even mozzarella, like this, which in Germany usually comes in water or some kind of liquid. Eggs come in dozens instead of 10 packs. Usually comes in water or some kind of liquid.
What? What you? Huh? What do you mean it comes in water? Wait, you need to show it. What? So like, you go to the shop and you get a bucket full of water with cheese in. What?
Eggs come in dozens instead of 10 packs like they do in Germany, and the yolk comes in slightly different colors. In the US, it's a little bit more yellow, and in Germany,
that's what the UK looks like.
It's more orange. And
oh wait, no, the UK is more orange. Oh no, they kind of look similar.
I've read that farms apparently do this on purpose because of the different consumer preferences, which I'm not sure if that's true. I mean, I personally don't really care what kind of color it has. I mean, unless it has like a really weird, unhealthy looking color, but...
Oh, you would care. If I gave you an egg and the yolk was like brown or green or black or like red, you're gonna be thinking, yo, something's wrong with that yolk, man. I ain't touching that yolk.
If it's like normal looking, I'll eat it either way. But anyways, I don't know if that's true. So those were my 7 everyday differences that surprised me in the US. If you've ever lived in a different country, what was it that surprised you? What was it that you didn't expect at all?
I gave you my opinions.
Leave me a comment.
I gave you my opinion. This was a very fun video, I can't lie. I'm gonna enjoy reading the comments in this one. I know the comments is gonna be filled of some juicy opinions. So make sure you go to the comment section. Let me know what you guys think of the video. Let me know what you agree, disagree, your opinion on the points. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to leave a thumbs up. It really does help out. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. We're gaining super close to 20,000 subscribers. I appreciate every single one of you guys. I'm live every single day on twitch.tv/L3WG. If you guys want to come over there, talk to me live. A lot of you guys have been coming over recently. We've been having some good chat. So make sure you guys do that if you want to. And I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.